On September 8th, 2022, the longest reigning monarch in British history, Queen Elizabeth II, passed away at 96 years old. She was the Queen of England for 70 years, taking the throne in 1952 at the ripe old age of 25. Because the Queen is one of the most recognizable faces in the world, people from all over the world have come together to express their feelings of either mourning or celebration for her passing. For many people, the British Empire has always been, for centuries, an empire of brutal colonialism, slavery, and white supremacy. And especially during Queen Elizabeth's time as, queen. During her 70-year reign, she was the queen of over 32 sovereign states, such as Canada, Pakistan, Ghana, South Africa, Jamaica, and more that I can't count on my hand. If you want a quick geography lesson, you can just look at this map of all the countries that have not been paid a visit by the British Empire. And many of the countries here that were ruled by Queen Elizabeth during her time as queen. Immediately after the passing of the Queen, her oldest son, who is now King Charles III, took the throne in her place at 73 years old, who ironically is now the oldest British monarch to ever be crowned. As a way of mourning the Queen's death, her casket and members of the royal family, including her two sons, Prince Andrew and King Charles III, have partaken in a royal procession through Edinburgh, Scotland, and London at Buckingham Palace for people to pay their respects. While the procession was going on, many people decided to take to the streets of Edinburgh to protest the monarchy, with one man in particular yelling at Prince Andrew saying, he was then arrested by Scottish police, but he wasn't the only one. Many people were also holding signs to protest that called to abolish the monarchy, as well as this one that says, "Not my king." One man, for some reason, was even questioned by the police for disrupting the peace when he was holding a blank piece of paper. The Queen had her funeral on September 19th, 2022, and now her long reign will be part of history forever.
7 months ago, on February 24th, 2022, Russia invaded Ukraine. In this time, Russia has violently attacked Ukraine by bombing the country's hospitals and civilian towns to take the land from them because Russia thinks the land is rightfully theirs. But Ukraine troops have been able to push Russia back into their country to retake their land. At the time of writing this, Ukraine has retaken 8,000 square kilometers. For us, that would be 3,088 square miles. Also, at the time of writing this, Ukraine has liberated the city of Izium from Russian troops, but that came at a very high cost. 440 unmarked graves were found near the city and in the city. Not too long after these graves were discovered, forces also discovered torture rooms that were used to torture the people that were found in these graves. During this time, September 16th, Russian diplomats are speaking with China and other Asian countries such as India about supporting their efforts in the war. This will not only help Russia in the war, but will increase trade that will benefit their economy. On September 16th, a nuclear power plant in Ukraine was repaired and connected back to the power grid. This matters because if Russia attacked the plant, something could go wrong and another disaster like Chernobyl could happen again. The chances of the reactor acting the same way as Chernobyl aren't likely, but it could happen. Other news about another power plant. On September 19th, Russia shelled near the South Ukraine nuclear power plant. The shockwave caused some damage to the buildings of the power plant, shutting down some power. As the time being, that is all I have on the topic. I appreciate you for listening.
I won't stop, get guap. 10 white toes and them toy flip-flops. Man, the kids are cause I'm always tip-top. When they say I'm not hot, all these lies need to stop. Cause I'm icy, white, haters wanna fight me.
There hasn't been a dance team in years, but now the PHS dance team has reemerged in 2021 basketball season. PHS dance team had their first performance during football season ever in history of the school, and the dancers' first time on the field performing. Let's get some insight with some of the dancers on how it felt to be in front of such a large audience on the field for the first time. So I have Haley here. She's the captain of the dance team, and I have a question for her. So how did it feel performing in front of a large audience for the first time?
It was nerve-wracking at the start, but it was a great opportunity because we got to show off our awesome techniques to the whole crowd.
Okay, thank you. So I'm here with the coach of the dance team, Miss Coach Rivers, and I have a question for you. Okay, so the question is, how did it feel to finally have a dance team through football season?
It was really exciting to have a dance team during football season and provide the opportunity for the dancers to perform in front of such a large audience. And I was really excited and happy with how everything came out.
Thank you.
Juul has been a controversial subject for quite some time now, but they are now paying the price for it. On September 6th, Juul had to pay $440 million to over 30 states over a lawsuit with the New York Attorney General. They must pay this because of their marketing to teenagers. Juul has many different candy and fruity flavors that attract teens, and the U.S. has been taking notice to it. In a recent poll, the Washington Post said more than 2 million middle school and high schoolers reported they vaped in the last 30 days. This number is obviously shocking, and it's no wonder that they pay so much. In 2015, Juul started marketing e-cigarettes for adults who wanted to stop smoking cigarettes, but it quickly rose in popularity with a younger demographic who became addicted. Smoking has been a problem in the U.S. for a while, but vaping has been an ongoing issue with teens for quite some time now. Cigarettes use nicotine, which is a highly addictive substance, and Juul started with just nicotine flavors, but it started spiking in teen and young adult usage when they started to move towards fruit flavors. After that, the young adult usage was even higher than the adults trying to quit smoking, and this was the start of other big vaping products who started to sell in candy flavors. The settlement has been finalized, and this looks like it's the beginning of the end for Juul for 7 years of targeting children with their marketing campaign.
People should make more girls appreciate themselves because girls can do as much as a boy can do. Why are there not a lot of girls coming out to play basketball? Why are people so sexist when it comes to girls playing basketball? You know when somebody feels like they're good at something but they feel like they're too mature to come out and play the sport? Some people are like that. Usually at Patuxent High School there's a JV and a varsity team, but not many girls showed up to the team meeting, so there might not be all that. Like, if you're good at something, you should make peace with the time of your day and play. Generally, a lot more boys come out and play basketball. Don't you ever ask yourself and say, how many girls come out and play sports to how many boys? Well, here's your answer. 82% professional basketball players are males and 17% are female. And that's not even including high school and middle school and elementary. Girls need to have the courage to come out and play sports. There's either tom girls that love to play sports, like basketball, but I guess they think they're not good enough for it. People make it so sexism on a girl. Like, for example, she can't lift a 25-pound weight, but a boy can. I remember back in 2016 to 2017 that they said you can do anything that you set your mind to. It takes courage for it because it's scary and frightening. Basketball is something that some people love to do. You feel free, like you don't have to think about anything else. People need to make basketball more inclusive for girls. You see how Michael Jordan made Jordans to be more boyish. Yes, there's some girl Jordans, but not as much as boys. People should be more dedicated. Girls might not think about this stuff. Even girl basketball clothes. There's more boy basketball clothes than anything. Why can't we see more girls in the NBA than WNBA? Oh wait, because there's no girls in the NBA. But it would be easy for a boy that's gay to join the cheerleading team. Sometimes you gotta think about that stuff. It's not fair in any way, but I have a feeling a girl is gonna have some basketball skills and change it to where girls can go into NBA.
Coach Steve Crounse, a legend as a parent and a coach. He has been through a journey of being at Patuxent becoming a state finalist in 2013 and reaching the end goal in 2015, becoming a 2A state champs. Coach Crounse left Patuxent after the 2016 season and went to Northern to pursue a further coaching job. After the 2019 season, Coach Crounse became the offense coordinator at DeMatha High School. In the 2022 offseason, he decided to make his return to PAX. Let's see what brought him back to the Den. What made you want to come back to Patuxent this year?
Well, raised all my children down here. My son Tyler is a teacher here now, and a lot of history here. I started my head coaching career down at Patuxent. We had a lot of great memories, had a lot of great accomplishments, and it was just time to come back and try to build the program back again.
All right, and what makes PAX different from other schools?
A lot of things. Well, first of all, the community, the sense of pride, the families that are down here. We have a kind of a us against the world mentality, and I definitely can buy into that, and that's how we've always done things. We've been really close. The kids buy in and play for each other, so there's really no better place to coach than down here.
All right, and then last question, what's your motivation every Friday?
To win football games, but more than that, I just like seeing our kids accomplish things that they didn't think they could accomplish, or hit goals that they didn't think maybe were possible. And when you see that, it makes all this worthwhile. Also, just making people have joy in the stands that we represent them with pride every Friday night.
Thank you. Let's see how Evan Blower feels about Coach Crounse coming back to Patuxent and how it feels to go from JV to varsity. My name is Vojtasko, and I'm here with
Evan Blower.
What was something that changed from going from JV to varsity with Coach Crounse?
It's made me work a lot harder, and it's a lot more difficult than it used to be.
All right, thank you.